Hello, friends, and welcome back. Today, my message to you is that there is no catching up. You will never catch up. I will never catch up. None of us will ever catch up. The past is gone. There's no fixing it. So, let's talk about why catching up is not the best idea, and it truly is counterproductive. Let's talk about the beauty of fresh starts. And then let's talk about 3 specific areas in our lives where we can start practicing letting go of catching up. I believe one of the ways we make ourselves truly miserable is that we create this situation where we feel indebted to our past. Whatever we didn't get done, we carry it with us because we feel like we have to rectify what happened in the past. We have to correct who we were and who didn't show up the way we wanted to. And we constantly try to fix something that cannot be fixed. What happened in the past already happened. Just because you catch up on 2 items today, it will never correct the fact that those items didn't happen last week when they were supposed to. And when you think about it, a lot of the self-imposed guilt that we have and this debt that we carry from week to week, from year to year, from our youth to our more mature age, it's usually self-imposed. So if you are making yourself feel like you owe yourself in the past, let it go. You will never fix it. You will never catch up to it. You will never make up for it, but you can do amazing things today. And that's what we need to be focusing on. So the beauty of fresh starts is that you can have them anytime you want to. You can start fresh every day. You can start fresh at the beginning of the month. You can wait until New Year's Eve to start fresh, but you are allowed as many fresh starts as you want. What matters is that you build a life that you choose to build, not a life that is dependent on things that happened in the past, right? You grow as a person, you learn as you go. Things you wanted 10 years ago may not even make sense anymore. But if you have this habit of trying to close the loop on your previous dreams, your previous goals, and being stuck correcting things you didn't do in your past, then you keep carrying those dreams with you without ever reassessing whether they matter right now. So more concretely, let's talk about 3 specific areas in our lives where we have to let go of the past and stop trying to catch up. So the very first one is obvious, it's your to-do list. Whether you write a daily to-do list or a weekly to-do list, just don't transfer items from an unfinished list to your new list. I think that is a terrible habit. I think the best way to do this is every week, every day, if you're doing a daily list, start with a blank sheet. Start with a brand new list and assess what's going on in your life and decide what needs to happen. And you may find that a few of the items from last week that didn't get done don't matter anymore. And if they don't matter, don't write them on your list. Just let them go. You have my permission. I'm some stranger on the internet, but I give you permission. If it doesn't matter now, it doesn't belong in your list. Stop carrying that baggage with you. But if, on the other hand, something from last week still makes sense to you today, put it on the list. But now it's a new item. You have made a new decision that it matters. You are intentional about putting it on your list. So what we don't want to do is just drag our list with us and just take the items from last week and just copy them to the new list as a default. That doesn't really work. There's no one monitoring you. There's no police making sure your to-do list has a check mark everywhere. This is all you. You are creating the situation and you are in charge of it. You get to decide not to do that to yourself anymore. The other reason I think it's terrible that we just transfer old items to our new list is that you already start behind. So you already started today or this week behind. Because by the time you catch up on the 5 items from your previous list, you won't feel the satisfaction of having accomplished the things you need to do in this week. You will just feel even. You just now caught up to what you thought last week or yesterday needed to look like. And that's pointless. You don't get any points for catching up on what you didn't finish yesterday. Honestly, I know you feel like it, but no one really cares. No one is paying attention to that but you. Instead, don't you want the satisfaction of crossing off the items on your list today, the things you want to do today, the things that truly matter to you today? Don't you want the satisfaction of crossing those off? But what you're doing is not allowing yourself to move on to those because you feel like you still owe yesterday or last week some items. And then when you get those done, the satisfaction isn't so great. So stop doing that to yourself. Start a new list. What matters will be on the list. If it's not on the list, it does not matter. You can let it go. Give yourself a break. The second area where we really need to let go of the past is with exercise. So I like to do kickboxing. I really enjoy it. I've recently added strength training. I'm trying to figure that out a little bit, but I do love kickboxing. It's my favorite thing to do. And my goal is to go 3 times a week. I know logically that as long as I go 3 times a week, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. And yet, every time I fall short, I tend to punish myself and overcorrect. So let me give you an example. If I didn't go kickboxing 3 times last week, let's say I only went twice, then this week my goal will be to go 4 times. Why? Because part of me believes that I need to make up for the lazy version of me last week. And that is terrible. Because where does that stop? Let's say last week I was sick and I didn't go at all. Does that mean this week I have to go 6 times? That's crazy. Because by doing that, what I'm doing is making the barrier to restarting my habit insurmountable. If I make it so hard for me to get back into the groove of things, then I never will. The better way to do this is to say, okay, I didn't go last week. This week I will go 3 times, just like I set out to do. Because in the long run, what will matter is that I went consistently. Most weeks I went 3 times a week, and that I continued that habit. It won't matter that one week I didn't feel great, so I only went twice instead of 3 times. No one cares. Again, this is self-imposed structure that really is counterproductive because it prevents me from getting back into the groove. And I don't want you to do that to yourself. So with exercise, there's no catching up. If you didn't go 3 times last week, go 3 times this week. You don't need to go 6 times this week. You don't have to make the barrier so high that you don't even want to go back to exercising. That's how we really sabotage ourselves and make it hard to show up as our best version. Whatever happened in the past, it's fine. If I didn't go last week, then this week I will go 3 times. It's okay. And then next week I'll go 3 times, and the following week I'll go 3 times, and we'll get back into the habit as soon as possible. Actually, there's a YouTuber that I really like, one of my favorite YouTubers of all times. Her name is Michelle B. And she talks about being the queen of bounce back. And I absolutely love that concept. The idea is that you want to bounce back to your habits as soon as possible. And in order to do that, you need to make the barrier to re-entry as low as possible. I will put a link to Michelle B's channel in my description box below. So don't worry about not being perfect. If you miss a week, then your goal should be to get back into the groove as soon as you can. And don't make it harder for yourself to restart the things that you want to do. So the last area where I think we need to let go of the past is our big life goals. Let's say you are 27, but you wish that you had gotten your MBA at 25 because that was your goal back then, but you messed around and didn't get it done. Okay, well, the reality is that you will never be 25 with an MBA again, no matter what you do. Even if you get the MBA right now, you will never be 25 with an MBA again. So let go of that old dream and ask yourself today, do you want an MBA? If the answer is no, maybe you found a career that doesn't require one, you're very happy. If you decide today that the MBA is no longer interesting to you, then aren't you glad you didn't do it? Just stop feeling bad and beating yourself over not getting the MBA at 25. There's just no benefit to it. But if you decide today that the MBA makes sense and you still want it, then you get to add it as a new goal. Maybe your goal is to have your MBA by the time you're 28 or 29. And that's a new goal. It's a fresh goal. It's a goal that you set looking forward. What we're doing is deciding today what we want to do today, what we want to take into our future. How many of us are stuck on things from the past that we just can't seem to let go of? This is a topic that I'm very passionate about because I do this to myself all the time. You know, I set some goals, I have all the best intentions behind them, and then I don't accomplish them. And then I decide that this becomes my cross to bear, and I will not stop until I have accomplished those things. And it doesn't always make sense because by the time I'm trying to fulfill an old goal, it no longer has any relevance to my life. I no longer want it. If I had to choose at that point what to do, it wouldn't be one of my options. So why spend so much time cleaning up a past that's gone and keeping yourself stuck in a framework that doesn't work for you anymore? Remember that you change and you grow as a person, you experience new things, you discover new parameters to your life, and as you go through life, your goals change. The things you wanted to do as a younger person, a younger version of yourself, may not apply anymore. You're not behind. You're exactly where you need to be. You're here now in the present. There's no need for you to look to the past and then feel like you're stuck there, because you're not. What I want you to leave this video with is the fact that you get to have as many fresh starts as you want. You get to decide every day what you want to do moving forward. You get to decide every moment of the day what you want to do with the rest of your day. You know, if you started your day on the wrong foot and you spilled your coffee and you were running behind and you're feeling frazzled, you can choose at lunch. You can decide, hey, the afternoon is going to be different. I'm starting over. You can start over whenever you want, literally. No one is stopping you. So stop keeping yourself stuck. Stop punishing yourself for a past that is fine. I mean, you didn't die. You're here. The past is the past. It's gone. You don't need to punish yourself for it. You don't need to catch up to it. You don't need to fix it. You don't need to make up for the person you were in the past. You just need to figure out how to be who you want to be right now and moving forward. Please remember to subscribe to my channel and let me know in the comments below what other topics you'd like me to cover. Thank you so much.